dahil makakasama natin ang testigo ng isang pangyayari o discrepancy sa nakaraang eleksyon or prior sa election 2025. Inilabas ko po sa inyo yung testimonya o yung ebidensya na nagpapakita na kung saan nagkaroon talaga ng discrepancies bago maghalalan or yung mga dayaan. So ngayon, hindi ko na patatagalin dahil kailangan ninyong makita na ang ating mga testigo, hindi ito kathang isip lamang, kundi ito ay totoong tao. So makakasama natin si John Lee at syempre si Attorney Glenn Chong. Ayan, tatlo kami ngayon, makakasama ninyo. Unahin ko muna si John Lee. John Lee, magandang araw sa iyo dyan sa Pilipinas at maraming salamat sa iyong time at pagpapaunlak sa interview na to. And once and for all, maliwanagan ng ating mga kababayan.
My pleasure, Ate Claire, for inviting me in this interview. And I really appreciate that with Attorney Glenn Chong. Thank you.
All right. Attorney Glenn, thank you sa pag-alalay mo dito kay John Lee dahil ngayon, hindi na lang tayong dalawa. At least may testigo na tayong bit-bit. Nasa korte tayo ngayon. Okay, go ahead.
ikaw yung mag-cross-examine, ha?
Ikaw
na nga pala mag-direct. Oo, ikaw magda-direct kasi si George Garcia magko-cross-examine. Anyway, Ate Claire, thank you for this opportunity. Mga kababayan, maraming salamat po for supporting Ate Claire Maharlika, and thank you for sharing your time with us today. Ito po, kasama po namin si John Lee, and although si John Lee ang i-interviewin, minabuti kong magsalita muna because kailangan kong protektahan ang testigo ko. Ito, George, makinig ka, ha? Sinugod na kita dyan. Hinamon na kitang bumaba ka, tarapin mo ako. Pinagsisigawan kita, ininsulto na kita, ayaw mo pa rin lumabas. Ito, warning ko sa'yo, wag mong habulin si John Lee. Kasi ang purpose ng interview na to is only to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Ang sagot ni John Lee is limited only to the 4 squares of his report and supplemental affidavit. Yun ang payo ko sa kanya. Huwag niyong habulin. Kasi kung hahabulin niyo siya, ay ito maghahabulan talaga tayo, George. Tandaan mo yan.
Yes.
And then ito naman, mensahe ko, Ate Claire, mensahe ko lang para sa administrasyon dyan sa Butuan at magbinisaya ko, ha, para makasabot good mo.
Yep.
Nag-promise ko sa pamilya, sa asawa ni John Lee, sa iyang mama, na way mahitabo sa iya, ha, tungod ni ini nga interview. Ang ako lang, kamatuuran lang, kung unsa man ang gisulat ni John Lee sa iyahang report, sa iyang complaint, o sa iyang supplemental affidavit, dito ragid siya, pwede. So ako ganing yun kang John Lee, ayaw lang panganli ang kontra, ang pikas. So kini ako ning gi-address sa administrasyon diha sa Butuan City. Kay kamo may nang hadlok, inyo maning gihulga, gihadlok, gisunod-sunuran, nahadlok intaw ng pamilya ni John Lee. Now karon, dili mo na ako kontra. Wa ko'y ambisyon nga kontrahon ta mo. Pero labtan gani ninyo si John Lee, magkontra kita. Di gyud mo na ako buhian, parehoon mo na ako Smartmatic. So bisan pag mayor ka, suklanti ka. Kita ka George Garcia, nagisinggit-singgitan ako sa atubangan sa iyang opisina mismo, wa gani nahimo, ikaw pa bang mayor lang. Suklan gyud ka. Basta mo na akong saad nimo. Ayaw paglabti si John Lee, iyang asawa, iyang pamilya, iyang nanay, iyang papa, o mga igsuon. Ayaw sunod-sunurin ninyo, ayaw hadlok-hadlok, ayaw hudgaan. Kaya ang kamatuoran lang ang among giapas din wa mi mag-apas nga amo mong pakaulawan. Ha? Tanda, tigam ni na. Dili ni pagpakaulaw kaninyo, kundi pagtugi sa kamatuoran aron maundang ang limbong ang tikas sa atong eleksyon. Matigil ang pandaraya sa halalan natin. Yun lang ang interest namin. So mga kababayan, mag-i-exit po muna ako kasi hindi naman ako ang i-interviewin at hindi rin ako mag-i-interview. Mamaya na lang ako babalik.
I'll see you later, Attorney.
Yes, I declare. Mamaya ako babalik after ng interview kay John Lee. So good luck, John Lee. Just tell the truth.
All right.
Thank you,
Attorney Glenn. So, John Lee, babalik ko lang yung ating mga kababayan dito sa wait a minute. Okay, I think this one. Okay. So ibabalik ko
ilagay mo na ako sa backstage.
Ilagay na muna kita sa backstage, Attorney Glenn pala. Sorry. Okay. Ayan. So, John Lee, ibabalik ko lang yung ating mga kababayan dito sa iyong challenge or protest dito nga noong naganap noong May 6. Teka ha, i-share lang natin sa ating mga kababayan. So, add stage ko lang to ha. Okay. So, John Lee, ma-identify mo ba na itong pinapakita ko ngayon ay sulat kamay mo? Alright, teka muna. So, ito muna yung Certificate of Challenge, Protest, and Decision of the Electoral Board, which is, ito yung dated May 6, 2025, na naganap sa Cluster Precinct number 240, District 1 o Barangay Santo Niño, Agusan del Norte, Butuan City. Ayan. So, ayan ang pangalan mo. Sulat kamay mo, tama?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So, ngayon, mga kababayan, ayan, sulat kamay mo, yan yung isa-isahin lang natin ha. Dito kasi, naglibo-libo, I think millions of Filipinos ang naka-witness nito, John Lee, ay, iba na pala yan. Wait a minute. Sorry. Dali, iba na yan. Okay. So, millions of Filipinos ang naka-witness nitong iyong reklamo papunta sa COMELEC na kung saan na-witness mo yung discrepancy. Aba, ang nakasulat dito ay discrepancy during the testing and sealing noong May 6 sa Butuan City. Bago mo ipaliwanag ito, syempre, di ba, ang isang testigo, bago paniwalaan niya sa korte, kunyari nasa korte tayo, ano ba ang qualification ng isang testigo? Sino ba si John Lee para maniwala ang taong bayan na nakikinig ngayon? Ano ba ang background mo, sir?
All right, Ma'am Claire, thank you once again for inviting me to speak. And yes, my background, by the way, is I am an IT graduate. So BSIT, graduated last 2014 at Informatics International College, Diliman, Quezon City. And I was also a former call center agent. So while studying in college, I also worked in a call center at the same time. So I'm a working student. And most of my background is in tech support because I'm an IT professional. And all companies that I work with since 2012 up until last year of October, around 6 different companies. They are all US companies. And so aside from that, most of the job or the work that I do is, accepting credit card payment. And then if there is a discrepancy on the credit card charges, I need to address it immediately. And aside from that, I also handled federal student loan in the US. So it's a very critical job, that your credibility without compromise is always there. And second company, I handled accounting software. So I am responsible for balancing their banks, like the debit and credit, and then downloading bank transactions from their bank to their account using the QuickBooks accounting software. And I've been there for over 5 years. And then I'm also collecting payments, something like the customer provided or gave their credit card number, their PIN for payment. And if my credibility is questionable or you have a doubt with my credibility, I could not stay longer, like over 5 years for that particular account if I compromised. I can get millions of dollars if I can, because I handled multi-million, US companies handling their accounts, have access, those very critical information or vital information like their credit card and etc. So I don't compromise because I'm there just to work, not just to serve the company, but also for my family. So after that company, I moved. I resigned because a great opportunity came in. I work in one of the biggest cruise ship company in the world.
Wow.
So I will not mention that company because
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
for
Okay.
confidentiality. So I worked there for since 2019 up until last 2022. So I did not resign in my previous company because I had an issue with credibility or I was terminated. No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
I resigned because I found a great opportunity that offers higher salary, good opportunity that I can travel the world,
Okay.
highly paying while working. And after that, I also worked with one of the company, IDIAL-U, which is responsible for credit repair in the US. So Samsung company and etc. So those are the companies that I worked with in the past 2012 up until 8. So almost
Uh-huh.
15 years.
Wow. So
Okay.
talagang credible ka talaga na testigo because of those experience na sinight mo sa amin. So kaya nga minabuti ko na makausap ka at nang i-present ka namin dito sa taong bayan dahil hindi dapat ibaliwala itong iyong na witness na discrepancy nga noong May 16. So may additional ka pa. At kung pwede lang sabihin ng ating mga kababayan para mas maintindihan kanila sa Tagalog or Bisaya Tagalog. Sabi nila, okay. Go ahead, Palangga. John Lee.
Okay. Sorry for that. I am trying to speak Bisaya, no? Kasi mo
Oo.
na akong language. Pero
Language. Hindi ka
oh,
masyadong magaling mag-Tagalog. Mag-English na lang ta. Dahil magagaling naman
sige.
ng Pilipino. Okay.
But I will try. Even my English is not really as good as that. Okay? Pero mas madali sa akin na
Bisaya.
mag-English rather than
Sa English.
mag-Bisaya
Tagalog.
Tagalog. But I will try. Okay?
Okay, go ahead, John Lee.
So 2012 up until 2022, 2024. So that's around 12 to 13 years. Sorry for the calculation earlier.
Okay.
So yes, so I am trained in those particular period, 2012 up until 2024. I am trained to document real time whatever issue arises during the call, and different types of people that I've talked to in almost all state in the US. And dili mo matingala nga kung naay problema, ma-document nako dayon diha. So I'm
That's
trained to do that.
because of your background and
Yes.
your field of study. Yeah.
Yes,
So
that is correct.
yeah, so anyway, thank you sa pag-share mo dyan sa iyong mga experience sa buhay. Pero fast forward na ako siguro, ikaw ba ay miyembro ng isang political party or are you politically inclined, affiliated to whatever political parties?
Well, that is a good tough question.
Mhm.
So I am not member of any political party.
Okay.
So in fact, when I joined, the final testing and sealing,
Aha.
it is me personally approached the
Mm.
former barangay captain
Ay.
and if I can be part of the final testing and selling because I just adhere the call of a lot of Butuanon nga ay eleksyon na po
Oo.
na po yung mga daya. So yun ang nag-aghat sa ako, prompting
Aha.
me to be part of this final
So,
testing and selling.
nag-volunteer ka, nag-volunteer ka talaga to be part of that testing and sealing. Siguro, dahil na rin sa iyong kaalaman, sa iyong experience, field of study nga, kaya, gusto mo rin makita siguro, as an expert, I may say na eksperto ka, kung ano ba talaga ang itong bagong machine na ito. Since bago yung machine di ba? Miro is a new company sa atin sa Pilipinas. So,
That's right.
ngayon, so gusto ko ibalik mo kami doon sa May 6 na kung saan nag-participate ka, okay? Nag-participate ka nga dito sa testing, okay? So ano ba ang, pwede mo ba kami dalhin doon sa araw na yon? Ano ang nangyari?
Sure. So once again, before I answer directly to your question, it is my own action, okay? Just for the record, to test the credibility of the machines and the entire electoral system practices. Yes, each one of us meron tayong sinusuportahan na politiko.
Yes.
So I supporting Bagong Butuan team,
Okay.
because not because I am being paid or whatsoever, but I want change.
Sure.
Period. Okay?
Mhm.
As a citizen, it is my right, my duty, and obligation to choose a political party
Sure.
to vote for. Okay?
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah, let me answer your question. So way
Yeah.
back May 6, 2025, at exactly 10:21 a.m. So that's where I discovered the discrepancy of the machine. But before we proceed, so let me explain to you what happened during the final testing and selling. Okay?
Okay.
Is it okay with you, Ate Claire, na to answer yung talagang step by step. Is it
Oo.
okay?
Yes, para
Okay.
maintindihan ng ating mga kababayan. Ano nangyari nung araw na yan? Paano mo na-discover yung discrepancy na yan? So, ikwento mo sa amin. Yeah.
Sige. Okay. So, at exactly 10:21 a.m. So, by the way, there were 10 ballots. So, yung 10 ballots na yun, naka-allocate yun for testing. Okay? Since, if I am not mistaken, 8 lang
10
kami
ballots.
na mga watchers. Um, the teachers considered me as watchers kasi nandoon ako, pero wala ako sa listahan talaga as watchers. Pero what I'm trying to explain is watchers yung nandoon, present ka, nanood ka doon sa final testing and selling. So that's watchers definition para sa akin. Pero I am not watchers from other side like admin or from Bagong Butuan. No, no, no. I was there representing myself to see the actual final testing and selling. So wala akong kinakampihan talaga na party. Oo, so yun ang story dyan. And now, so out of 10 ballots, since if I am not mistaken, parang 8 lang kami yung mga nandoon.
Wait,
So,
wait muna, cut muna. 8 lang kayo na mga watchers o yung
magtitest ng
magtitest ng boto. Then,
Yes.
pero ilan yung mga tao dun sa loob ng precinct na yon?
pagkakatanda ko, 8 lang talaga. Hindi
8
kasama
lang.
yung teachers. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Oo.
Yeah. Okay.
I am not 100% sure pero yun ang natandaan ko. So now,
Okay.
since I was the last person na kumuha ng balota and then 2 yung natira, so kung 10 siya, 8 kami. So normally, kung 8 kami, and then kumuha yung 7, so 7 may 3 pa. So nabanggit sa akin ng isang teacher na may isang teacher na kumuha ng balot para mag-testing. Parang yun ang narinig ko ha sa yung pinaka-head ng BI.
Okay.
Oo. So basta ako ang huli na kumuha ng balot, 2 yung natira, 2 yung kinuha ko. So yan. Now, so ako yung huli na nag-fill out and then ako din yung huli na nag-cast doon sa ballot.
Okay.
So now, the 9th ballot, so I shaded.
Mhm.
Is it okay, Ate Claire, to mention the politician name?
Yeah,
Kung sino sinishaded ko.
I think we mentioned it already, no? Doon sa
Okay.
nakaraan. Go ahead.
Okay. So now, I shaded, ballot number 9, I shaded Ching Plaza for mayor
Mhm.
and the 9 councilors sa team nila Bagong Butuan.
Mhm.
Okay, so when I inserted a ballot on the machine, so nag-display ka agad siya sa screen. So tinatawag ko yun na quick screen display kasi mabilisan lang yun siya. So now, when I check there, tama naman, Ching Plaza yung mayor and then yung 9 councilors. So wala tayong problema doon. Paglabas ng resibo, accurate din siya. So I have no question about it sa ballot number 9. Doon sa ballot number 10, so I intentionally shaded 2 mayors. Ang purpose naman doon is for me to check how the machine respond kung i-overvote mo siya. Kumbaga instead na isa lang yung politicians na iboto mo, kung 2, anong maging reaction ng machine? Anong maging ilalabas niya? So I intentionally, purposely shaded Lau Fortun and Ching Plaza for mayor with the approval of the head of the BEI, the Board of Inspector, and also with the participation of the other people who are watching there, the watchers. So now, when I cast my ballot to the machine, and what I looked at right away is the quick screen, yung sa screen, kasi mabilisan lang yun. So, to my surprise, let me repeat again. So, the 10th ballot, pangalawang ballot na to, number 10, so I shaded Lau Fortun for mayor and Ching Plaza for mayor.
Overvotes.
Yes, and then sa councilor, the same, 9 councilors of Bagong Butuan. So, yung explanation ko, hindi ko na sinali yung national kasi ang focus ko talaga nasa local lang. Okay? Oo. So now, when I casted my ballot on the machine, so tinignan ko agad yung pixel yung display. To my surprise, ang nakita ko doon is Lau Fortun, yung mayor. And then, hindi ko muna tinignan yung councilor.
Okay.
Nag-focus muna ako doon muna sa mayor. So, Lau Fortun. So, binangga ko kaagad sa resibo. Ang nasa resibo is overvote. Yung nasa screen is Lau Fortun. So, ang nangyari, I challenged the teacher, Ma'am, there's a discrepancy. What do you think? So, si Ma'am, hindi na siya nagreklamo kasi kami dalawa magkatabi kami nasa machine. So, nanood kami. So, after that, I checked right away the councilors as well. Oo. So, ngayon, pagtingin ko sa councilors, to my surprise, hindi 9 councilor of Bagong Butuan. It is the 12 councilors of the other team. So, I asked the teacher, Ma'am, it didn't match. So, what is your action plan? Sabi ko sa kanya. Sabi niya, John, baka nagkamali ka lang ng shading doon sa balot mo. So I told her, Ma'am, that is impossible. It is easy to shade. And, okay, so yun ang sagot ko sa kanya. So, hindi talaga niya ma-defend. I challenged her. Inunahan ko na siya, Ma'am. If that is your findings na nagkamali ako ng shade, I would highly suggest, okay, to pull out the manual ballot that I was shaded. And let's go ahead and compare the ballot that I was shaded to the receipt and also to the electoral returns that is stored or recorded on the machine. So, inopen namin yung bin, tinignan namin yung ballot, and na-confirm namin na yes, dalawa yung sinidan ko, and then nag-comment siya dyan, na-over yung shade mo kay Plaza, may lumabas ka na shade sa circle. Sabi ko sa kanya, okay ma'am, sige, I will agree with your findings na 4-2 yung lumabas doon, 4-2 sa screen. Then, sa resibo wala kaming question kasi overvote, di ba? Kasi dalawa nga. Pero, why the councilors? The councilors are not the 9 councilors of Bagong Butuan. Why it is different? And we go back to the mayor. If the receipt confirmed overvote, why the electoral returns displayed on the screen showing now 4-2? So still there is a discrepancy, right? It's very simple as that. And then now the teacher trying to defend herself na oo nga eh. So yun lang ang ano niya, wala na siyang maraming sinasabi. So ang nangyari,
Go ahead.
so ang nangyari, I challenged her talaga. So ang nangyari noon, inopen niya yung ballot 1 to 10. In-access namin ulit. Pero I suggested her na ma'am, may discrepancy talaga. So siya na mismo, binalikan niya yung 1 to 10 na balot na nakasave sa system. Hindi mawawala yun eh. Kasi one of the features of the system is not only to print receipt, to display real-time what you have shaded on the ballot, it will also store and save the data on the system. So binalikan namin yun, balot 1 to 10. Makikita mo yan doon eh sa system kasi may nakalagay doon. Kung i-open mo is 1 to 10, so makikita mo doon balot 1 to 10. And then ang intentionally na tinignan lang ni ma'am yung 9 at saka 10 lang. Hindi na niya tinatch yung 1 to 8.
Okay.
Kasi as far as I know, alam niya na yung balota ko 9 at saka 10 lang. So to my surprise, inuna namin yung 9. Bakit ko alam na 9? Kasi may nakalagay nga doon sa system 9. Balot nasa taas, center balot, and then sa right side, upper right hand portion 9. To my surprise, tinignan namin allow for mayor and the 12 councilors. So parang mas lumaki yung issue kasi 'di ba from the beginning sa resibo at saka sa quick screen walang discrepancy. Pero yung binalikan namin doon, to my surprise, akala ko number 10 lang yung problema. Pati number 9, nagkaroon na ng issue. So now, we proceed to number 10. Ganun pa rin, makikita mo sa center, the very upper part, ballot, and then on the upper right-hand side, number 10. Tinignan namin yung mayor, Lau Fortun, and then yung councilors is the 12 councilors of Bagong Butuan. So after that discovery, doon na nagkaroon ng commotion. Hindi commotion na nag-aaway, no. Kumbaga, challenge, ma'am. So there's a discrepancy. So ako kasi, sanay ako na, if there is an issue, what is your action plan kaagad?
Right up mo agad.
Yes. So I asked, ma'am, what is your action plan? So ngayon, ang gusto niya is i-continue yung, kasi tapos na kami, di ba? I-continue yung pag-read ng resibo, i-count yun siya manually, i-print yung electronic returns. So yun ang gusto niya. Pero ang challenge ko, ma'am, there is a discrepancy na. So as far as I know, recently ko lang nalaman, no? Kung dapat hindi ko alam. Pero recently ko lang nalaman when I saw a video on YouTube, PPCRV video, na isa pala sa procedure ng final testing and selling is if there is a discrepancy, okay, during the casting of votes, and then pag hindi tumugma yung resibo doon sa naka-recorded sa electoral returns on the system, pwede mong i-contest. So maliban na i-document mo, according to the PPCRV video, hindi na kailangan ipagpatuloy pa yung final testing and sealing kasi may na-discover na discrepancy. Pero ang nangyari during the time, si ma'am, do I need to mention the name? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the head of the BI, Ma'am Vil Macalio, insisted no, we will continue. We will print the receipt, print the electoral returns, and then we will count manually para magtali. So para sa akin, as an IT specialist, no, it doesn't make sense na.
Yeah.
Kasi unang-una, yung resibo, i-match mo siya doon sa electoral returns na nakasave sa system, may discrepancy na nga eh. Oo.
Yes.
Kahit i-print mo pa yun, ito sa akin lang to ha. I am not giving you an idea na I'm 100% expert sa lahat ng no. I have also limitation. Pero sa akin, if there was a discrepancy found na, it doesn't make sense na kung continue kasi what we need to focus on is to fix the discrepancy. Kasi correct. And for me, as as a kumbaga nag-join doon para manood, hindi ko role na mag-take ng picture kung ano yung nakita kong discrepancy. No. Kasi there's a lot of people challenge me after this happened. Bakit hindi mo pinicturan? Bakit para may ebidensya ka para ganito ganyan? No. I was not there like a spy or being paid to do this and to do that to destroy the credibility of the COMELEC or whatever party. No. I was not there to do that. I was there just to witness because gusto ko malinis yung election natin. And I know COMELEC has the same objective and me. Na maging malinis yung election natin. So that is why we are invited people to join. So nagkataon na nandoon ako. So ngayon, ganito. So para sa akin it is the duties and responsibilities dapat ng Board of Electoral Inspector kung may nakita na observe na discrepancy. Since that is final testing and selling, it is their duties and responsibilities. Okay? I'm not insisting that this is really their duties, but for me, in my own perspective, pananaw ko lang ha, trabaho nila na picturean kung may issue. Picturean nila yung electoral returns na nakasave sa system, picturean nila yung ballot, at saka yung resibo para meron
Meron
silang findings,
Mm.
report, isubmit nila sa boss, kung sino
Mm.
yung boss nila. Boss, during the final testing and sealing, meron kaming na-observe na discrepancy. And para yung boss nila, ma-investigahan ng maayos, meron silang may present na evidence. Something like that.
So,
Pero hindi nangyari yun.
So, yung mga teachers pala, yung BI, hindi nila ginawa yung part nila na sila na dapat ang mag-document yun. Pero dahil ikaw nga ay talagang gusto mo na, clean and honest election, so dinocument mo. Ito na nga yung pinapakita natin kanina, di ba? So, dinocument mo itong naranasan mong discrepancy.
Yes, I documented it real time. As in real time. Yung na-discover ko yun, di ba, nagsuggest ako sa kanila na we need to investigate. I challenged them. I even called the attention of their head, the principal, kasi para alam din niya. So ngayon, since yung tatlong teacher na yun, si Ma'am Vilma Calio, yung head, and I remember the other one by her last name, Kabuti, Ma'am Kabuti, and their principal, the third teacher, I didn't get her name.
Okay.
I didn't get her name, by the way, sorry. And the principal was named Jerry Laplana, so if I'm not mistaken.
So, yeah. So, actually, ang nakarating sa atin na information, so niraise mo na nga ito, at siguro magpa-fast forward na ako, no, John Lee. So, nabigyan ka ng show cause order, tama ba? Ano ba ang kwento dito sa show cause order nito na pinadala sa'yo? Because
So,
dahil dito, sa insidente, dito sa incident report mo, na pinorward mo sa kanila, at ipinorward mo, nakarating ba? Di ba nakarating sa COMELEC National, sa Manila?
I am not really sure kung nakarating sa kanila yung affidavit ko, no? I am not sure. But the show cause order was served to me 6 nangyari yun, 7-8. Okay? So May 8, sinerge sa akin yung show cause order. Okay? So nung sinerge sa akin yung show cause order sa address na Purok 8, Barangay Santo Niño, wala ako doon kasi nasa Butuan ako, nag-process ako ng mga documents kasi nag-apply kasi ako ng water and electricity, something like that. So I'm doing a process. So ngayon, nung sinerge nila, wala ako doon. So ngayon, ang nangyari, hindi ko natanggap yun. So ngayon, kinabukasan, pumunta ako mismo sa COMELEC. Okay? And then, with a companion, Attorney Francis Altorino and Sir Ayan Galido, they are my friends. Siyempre, nagkasama ko, no? Kasi I don't really know what will happen.
First time ba nangyari sa'yo to, na makadala ka ng show cause order?
Well, first time, of course.
Okay.
So noon, pagdating ko doon sa office, mga around, tingnan ko muna yung oras, ha? Para
Okay.
hindi ako magkamali sa video. Oo.
Yeah, that's okay kasi para mapaliwanag natin sa ating mga kababayan. So, tingnan natin mo yung oras dyan. Sabi ni Carl Saj, I was the chairperson of the BI last native elections. Sabi niya, if ever there were discrepancies, all this would be recorded in the minutes of final testing and sealing document. That's the only way, sabi niya, we can do. Alright? Tama naman. Pero sa case ni John Lee, nakatama na John Lee, ay walang ganon, Carl Saj. Diba? Parang walang ganon, right? Hindi na ilagay sa minutes.
Oo. Yun nga, kung hindi nila nailagay sa minutes, that is also questionable. Kasi, hindi lang naman ako ang nandoon eh. Witness yung tatlong watcher ng other team at saka watcher ng Bagong Butuan. So, may commotion na nangyari doon. And kung, I am not sure kung na-record nila sa minutes nila. Pero if I understood you earlier, hindi ba nila nalagay sa minutes or hindi nila na-record? Tama ba?
Well, ang sabi, are you referring doon sa nag-comment?
Oo, nag-comment.
No, nilalagay nila pag meron silang na-observe na gano'n. Kumbaga, sinasabi ni Carl na as one of the BI, sabi niya, ginagawa nila, nire-record nila. Pero sa case mo nga, or talking sa case mo, hindi nga ginawa ng teacher. Kaya nga, di ba, you ended up na mag-file itong affidavit na ito kasi nga, walang ginawa, I believe, walang ginawa yung mga electoral boards doon sa school kung saan ka na-testing and sealing.
Parang ganun na nga.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah,
So,
doon dito sa show cause order mo.
9 yung date and then yung oras lang, ha? Kasi I want to be accurate.
Okay, sure, go ahead, yeah, no worries.
So,
ang sabi-
10:07 a.m. 10:07 a.m.
10:07 a.m. Gusto ko lang sagutin no, yung may isa lang na nag-comment na magsasabi tapos na raw election, mag-move on na lang. So, mali po yun. Diba? Kaya nga nagkaletsi-letsi yung buhay natin din sa Pilipinas dahil pag dinadaya kayo, okay na lang kayo, move on agad. So, mali yun. Okay, balik tayo, John Lee.
So now, the show cause order, I talked to one of the employee and she even did not disclose her name. I am not sure the reason, but as a government employee, you should disclose your name because that is a government office and that is one of your job. Yeah, you need to introduce yourself. Okay? Hindi niya disclose for whatever reason, and she told the three of us that the show cause order will no longer be served. And I even challenged that lady. Could you please tell me what is the reason why the show cause order will no longer be served? Sinabi lang niya, yun ang instruction ni attorney. And sino yung attorney? Basta yun lang yung attorney. So, wala talaga. And then, talagang I insisted, ma'am, can you give us the reason? And then, sinabi niya na tumawag daw yung National COMELEC Office, Manila. Parang yun ang pagkasabi na hindi na i-serve yung show cause order. So, yun, hindi na i-serve yung show cause
But
order.
based doon sa ako, ito lang naman ang assessment ko dyan. Ang since sinabi na galing sa Manila, yung order na wag na i-serve sa'yo. So, itong yung affidavit ay nakarating, di ba? Nalaman nila. Di ba? So, yun lang yung sa akin. So, ngayon, so far, wala naman, hindi na nila pinurso itong show cause na to. Kasi, to me, intimidation ito eh. Di ba? Intimidation to sa'yo. Since ikaw, first time mo lang na naka-experience na ganito, kahit sino man ordinaryo tao, di ba? Pinadalhan ka ng parang legal paper or wow, ano to, ganyan. So, dumating ka sa point na parang, di ba, nag-worry ka rin, bakit ka padala ng show cause order? Or in fact, na pwedeng, instead na solusyonan na, sinabi mo kanina, yung problem na nakita during the testing and sealing, sa halip, ikaw pa pinadala ng show cause order. But good thing, matas din sila. At least wala nang perwisyo sa'yo. Tama?
Well, Ma'am Claire, no, that's very well said. But for me, mas maganda sana kung tinuloy nila. Why? Kasi ang nangyari kasi, Ma'am Claire, ako yung na fake news. Let me explain to that in detail, okay?
Okay,
So, May 6, na-discover ko yung discrepancy, okay? And then, on the same day, as what I've told you, real time, I created the affidavit. And then, before nga ako nag-exit sa school, ito nangyari. So, yung tatlong teacher, convinced na sila, okay? Na there was, not much. So, the receipt and and what's saved on the system are not matched. Convinced na yung tatlong teacher na talagang there's a discrepancy. And dumating yung principal nila, yung head nila, and then in-explain ng teacher doon sa affidavit ko, naka-state doon, even their head, the principal, also decided, sige, there's a discrepancy din, we need to call the COMELEC, okay? Because yun ang parang magiging solusyon doon kasi kumbaga limited lang yung knowledge nila bakit may ganung discrepancy, parang hindi nila maipaliwanag.
Okay.
So since I challenged them, ang naging final resolution nila is we need to call the COMELEC, okay? And then we also need to call a lawyer from both parties. So ang nangyari, umabot na ng hapon, walang dumating na taga-COMELEC. So para sa akin, kung nakagawa ko ng affidavit real time,
Okay.
na wala akong sahod doon, hindi ako binayaran, pero nagawa ko yung tungkulin ko as independent person to watch the final testing and selling, kung nagawa ko yung role ko, gumawa ng affidavit, bakit hindi na-actionan kaagad ng COMELEC? Kasi nag-promise na yung teacher, yung yung principal, sige, we'll call COMELEC para actionan. So, yun, hindi na pwedeng pabukasin pa yun kasi we discovered the discrepancy on that day, and then we are not dealing an ordinary machine. We are dealing a machine that can change the landscape of the government, that even impacting the future of our children, the next generation. So we need a solution immediately. Ang problema, nag-promise yung teacher, yung principal, na papuntahin yung COMELEC pero walang nangyari, hindi dumating. So ang nangyari, ginawa ko na yung part ko, I write the affidavit, pinabasa ko kay ma'am before ako umalis. Ma'am, basahin mo muna. Ang ma'am na sinabi ko is si Ma'am Vilma Calio, basahin mo muna. And then she commented, John, parang may kulang kasi parang ang comment niya is parang hindi ko daw nasali yung tinul out namin yung actual na balot. So parang yung naging comment niya. So instead na ibigay ko na sa kanila yung copy sana, pero since merong comment si ma'am na i-add ko yun, so hindi ko na ibigay. Pero real time akong gumawa ha. Real time ko sana i-submit yun. So syempre, pag i-submit ko yun, wala din akong kopya, so kailangan ko pang i-photocopy. And sa isip ko, kailangan ko rin panatayuhan. Kasi para maging solid ba, para maging, I'm not sure, pero yun ang nasa isip ko, na kailangan ko
I
panatayuhan.
think yun yung tama, dinaan mo sa legal way, di ba, yung mga pag-document. So, kanina, before I start, tama ba yung pagkakaintindi mo na parang ina-address ng mga BI, yung mga teachers na ito na ito ay random incident, tama ba?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. So, well, in that case, gusto kong mabasa yung manual mismo ng machine. Because I am not sure.
Tawagin ko natin si Attorney Glenn Chong kasi tama ba yung sasabihin nila? Attorney Glenn, tama ba? Attorney Glenn, you're live. So, yun naman, pinag-uusapan namin ni John, ayan, ikwento niya na, napisa rin natin mga viewers. Yun na, so, dito incident na pinipresent natin dito, ay na-address na, wala talagang ginawa yung, the electoral board. So, at parang na-address na, this is a random thing. What is your comment dyan sa akin?
Base doon sa Smartmatic na mga makina, Ate Claire, John Lee, mga kababayan, ang sabi ng COMELEC, kasi may photograph yan ng balota natin, di ba? So,
Image.
yung image, ng ballot image, no? So, meron ballot image yan. So, ang sabi ng COMELEC na hindi siya sequential. As the ballots are inserted in the machine, pag pinalunok mo na ng makina ang balota mo, sinisave yung picture, di ba, may ballot image. So,
Yes.
hindi daw sequential yun, randomized daw yun. So, I think that's what they mean doon sa
Okay.
explanation nila kay John Lee.
Okay.
So, it's an attempt to explain, kasi nga, ang ibig nilang sabihin yung ballot number 9 and ballot number 10, hindi yun ang actual na balota ni John Lee. Kasi na-randomized na, so iba yun. But then, let me just, ito nga, mga kababayan, Ate Claire, I've been working on this for 15 years. No?
Yes.
So marami na akong interaction sa COMELEC. I remember one time in 2013, nagbukas ng CF cards doon sa COMELEC, dito sa Intramuros. Sa baba kasi ng ballot image, meron niyang file number, yung file number, file name. So, kung sabi ng COMELEC randomized, so dapat magkaiba-iba ang number. Di ba? Magkaiba-iba ang number. Kasi randomized eh. May file name eh. Ang ballot image, may file name sa taas, may file name sa baba. Hindi lang to. Ito yung ipapakita natin mamaya pagkatapos ng interview ni John Lee. So, may file name sa taas, may file name sa baba. Sana nag-print pala ako. Now, kung randomized, iba-iba ang number ng file names. Kasi may number siya eh. Number siya, pero iba-iba ang number. Now, nung nag-inspection kami doon sa COMELEC, nagbukas ng CF card. Pagbukas, hindi magkaiba ang numbers. Actually, sequential. File name, no? Precinct number, tapos 001, 002, 003, 004. Ganun ang ka-arrangement. So actually, pag hearing sa Senado, pinoint out ko yun. Tinanggal ninyo yung CF cards. Kasi sabi niyo randomized ang pag-save ng mga ballot images. Bakit ito pinapakita ko ngayon sa inyo? Nagsunod-sunod na ang number. Randomized na. Ay, sequential na. Sabi naman ako, meron kaming program. Kaya naging sequential yan. In other words, mga kababayan, hindi talaga nawawala ng palusok ang COMELEC. Kapag nahuli ang kanilang diyaan at may ebidensya, mag-iimbento ng rason. In fact, after nitong interview ni Ate Claire kay John Lee, kami naman, pabulaan na natin yung 5.2 million na duplicated ERs. Mali